Just 10 days after his breathtaking performance in the NBA Finals, Steph Curry and his team, SC30 Inc., are set to trademark the phrase "Night Night." After the celebration went global, numerous kids and even other sports personalities such as Alex Morgan and Neymar used it in their wins. In this video, we'll be looking at how the phrase became known globally, what was the reason behind it, and why to trademark it. So let's get into it. First up, what's the story behind it? Before we start looking at why Steph decided to trademark it or why it became such a cultural hit, we need to look at how it all started. In a recent interview, the four-time champion looked back at his now iconic celebration and revealed that he didn't plan on doing it. It just kinda happened. Well, that's how all great things start, right? They just kinda happen. Curry said that it was the third game against Denver and a timeout was just called in the fourth quarter. He didn't say it to the coach, his teammates, or any of the opposing players, but instead, he kept on telling himself to put him to sleep, put him to sleep. As the game resumed, the four-time champion pulled off a tough layup against the current NBA MVP Nikola Jokic, and we got introduced to the night-night celebration. Well, at the time, it didn't have any name, so it was just an unnamed emote that no one had ever seen Curry perform before. Fast forward to Game 5, the Golden State Warriors guard hit the night-night again after the final layup, which gave them a 5-point lead with 19 seconds left. According to Curry, this was officially the first one, as he told the Denver Nugget he put him to sleep, but sadly the camera didn't catch it. Probably would have been one of the coldest moments in NBA history. Now, how big is it? In the words of Michael Scott, that's what she said. But jokes aside, the gesture is now global. As if we hadn't constantly reminded you of that already. After beating Denver, Curry continued to use it in each of the series against the Memphis Grizzlies, Dallas Mavericks, and in the NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics. And to top it all off, at the Golden State Warriors championship parade, the phrase now is used by many others as well. Just another example of how Steph has changed the game. But outside the world of basketball, the Chelly was used by the US women's team legend Alex Morgan after her 1-0 win against Canada. She posted a video of her with the CONCACAF title, and with it, she rocked the celebration while captioning the post "Night Night." Steph replied to it, as he was also tagged in the post, and congratulated Morgan on the title. The Warriors guard also said that this was one of his favorite attempts at his pose. Another footballer to rock the Chelly is the Brazilian Neymar Jr., who, according to some players, is like the Steph Curry of football. Style, speed, finish. Yep, both seem to have that, so the claim isn't that far-fetched. Apart from him and almost everyone in the MLB, Ousmane Dembele also joined the list after he celebrated his goal against Juventus in the same manner. Steph has yet to react to Neymar's interpretation, but since the two are friends, it's likely we'll be getting his response soon. Next up, why did Curry trademark it? After looking at how quickly the phrase took over the world, the team behind SC30 worked equally quick in trademarking the phrase to make sure they had the legal rights for it, as they plan to use it for footwear and apparel. It isn't rare for players like Steph to have their own clothing lines, and his new signature phrase seemed like the perfect opportunity. Other examples are Michael Jordan's Air Jordan, Cristiano Ronaldo's CR7, and Stan Smith's. Apart from that, the phrase will also be used for various other products, 35 to be exact, such as bedding, glassware, boxing equipment, etc. Yep, the four-time champion seems to be going all in, and given how the previous mentioned examples turned out to be, we can expect another hype beast type company in the making. We can already hear kids on the court going, "I got the new Night Nights." Another benefit of trademarking the phrase was that now Curry will be able to use it as his signature celebration in the new NBA game 2K23. Yep, now you can also put your opponents to bed as Steph Curry when the game is released this fall. But, well, that can happen to you as well, and bet it'll be like rubbing salt in the wounds when you lose to your friend. Moving on, when can we expect to see the merch? Well, NBA 2K23 releases in a couple of weeks on the 8th of September, but apart from that, we don't have any official confirmation about the apparel. It's likely it'll be made by Under Armour, who already have a contract with the Warriors guard, but apart from that, nothing is known. As for the design, we can expect something modern and unique for the footwear, which will likely be made for the court. The other stuff will probably have a silhouette of Curry using the celebration in the iconic blue and gold Golden State colors. So whenever it'll be released, we can expect fans camping outside the store waiting to get their hands on the latest night-night. Now in other news. First, Kevin Durant goes head-to-head with Patrick Beverley on Twitter. Kevin Durant is back with the Brooklyn Nets, and well, he's back to Twitter wars as well. After the NBA announced that their star player would be continuing for them, Patrick Beverley took to Twitter to call out the Nets for potentially ruining their careers of many NBA stars. According to the Utah Jazz player, the months-long transfer rumors led to many teams trying to make space for the star player, and in doing so, many upcoming players kinda lost their shot at making it big. KD had previously stated that if he wasn't getting a transfer from the Nets, he'd retire. Many teams, such as the Philadelphia 76ers, Boston Celtics, Miami Heat, etc., were in on the news and wanted to get Durant on board, which made him their main transfer target, overlooking the next generation. KD also wasn't just gonna let Beverley take shots at him, so he let everyone know that he hadn't taken the news lightly. Beverley was quick to respond, saying that he wasn't talking about him, but just in general about how things in the NBA are run. The Nets star also took a bit of his anger out on Jordan Hicks after he was called out by him as well. KD said that he didn't owe anyone any explanation, and certainly to someone who he had no idea about. Ouch. Moving on, Udonis Haslem will stay with the Heat for the 20th season. Miami Heat is always on the hunt for new players. Take the previous segment as an example, when they were gunning to get KD on board. However, the OG player's spot seemed to be reserved for him for the last 19 years, and while it seems like the number is set to reach 20. Drafted in 2003, Udonis Haslem, aka UD, has spent the last 19 seasons with the Heat. He was also a part of the Heatles run, in which the team played 4 consecutive finals and won 2 championships. On the 20th of August, the player revealed that he was thinking about joining the Heat for the 20th season, and 2 days later, the official team Twitter account confirmed the news. Apart from Haslem, only Kobe Bryant and Dirk Nowitzki have played for a single team for 20 seasons, so it's a pretty big achievement for UD and an emotional one too. He said that he'd be dedicating this season to his father, who sadly passed away in 2021, and wants to continue his approach by ending his career with a championship. Though in the last 6 seasons, Haslem has only played 16 games, his presence as a cultural icon matters a lot to the team. To wrap things up, Shaq calls Steph Curry the best player in the world. To have 4 championships, 2 MVP awards, and the most 3-pointers in the history of the NBA, and still not be considered in the GOAT race is just a crime against humanity. Steph Curry has this Robin Hood-esque accuracy with the ball when he's in the 3-pointer range, like the jump, flick of the hand, ball meeting the rim, blink and you'll miss it. With such talent and pros, it's sad that he isn't mentioned in the rank as Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron James. However, as we saw earlier, Steph stunned the world with his performance in the finals, and people might start seeing him for the gem that he is. LA Laker Hall of Famer Shaq O'Neal seems to agree with us on his podcast, The Big Podcast with Shaq. He said that the Golden State Warriors guard is the best player out there right now, and when pressed on a statement, Shaq didn't hesitate to back his claim, saying, yeah, by far, hell yeah. Though he's still considered a great player, it seems like Steph's finally going to get his rank amongst the GOAT tiers. And well, he deserves every single praise. The guy just can't miss the hoop. That's a wrap for today's video. What are your thoughts on Curry's performance in the NBA Final? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.